Have you ever wanted to make a spreadsheet or want to know what they could be used for, but you don't want to pay all the money that Microsoft asks for Microsoft Excel? Well, I'm going to show you a free spreadsheet that you can use that's provided by Google. And if you have a Gmail account, which is free, you would also have access to Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a free spreadsheet account. So here on your screen is an example of a Google Sheets spreadsheet. As you can see, it looks very similar to a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Very similar. So I'm just going to show you a couple functions or a couple things with it today, and then we'll go into more in depth in future videos. But I just want to give an introduction here. First thing you might want to do is give your spreadsheet a title. So we'll just call it practice sheet. And that way it's got a title. And one nice thing about Sheets is you don't have to keep saving. It's automatically saved for you. So you don't have to keep saving it. If you want to make this one prominent, if you've got a whole bunch of spreadsheets, you can click on that star, and that way you can easily find it again if you've got a lot of spreadsheets. It's got many of the same functions that you would see, pretty much the same types of functions that you would see with Microsoft Excel. There are some slight variations, but we can go over those in a future video. I just want to show you the basic functions you can do here. All a spreadsheet is it's got these cells, right? So there's a bunch of cells, and they are listed alphabetically across from left to right, and it goes on forever, and it goes down numerically. So each cell is named. So if you wanted to see this cell here, you can see that it is A4, right? A4. And that is here in, you can always find it by looking there at the name of the box. So A4 is the name of that. And as I change which cell I'm in, you can see that changing with each one, right? So later on, when we get into more in depth, you might be naming a particular cell, or you might want to reference a certain particular cell, and that's how you know which one you're referencing. You could put in here text or numbers. Spreadsheets often have numbers. And you can just put in numbers here, and we're just showing you how they may look. And let's say I've got several numbers like this. And let's say I want to show these as dollars, as money, as currency. Well, I could go through each one and put in a dollar symbol, right? Or I can just name this entire column and say I want them all to be dollars. See, this is, I click on this right here to format as currency, and it immediately puts in the 2 decimal places for the cents, and it puts a nice dollar sign in front of it. This is very handy, especially since I use spreadsheets many times for accounting, accounting for money, so it's a good way to do it. You could have also made it a percentage, like that. And if I want to change the number of decimal places, you can use this right here to change the number of decimal places. I can make fewer decimal places or more. So that is another handy tool there. And hopefully you're finding this content helpful. My name is Professor Capko, and if you are finding this helpful as an introduction to the free Google Sheets software, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. I do all kinds of videos helping folks with accounting, business math, business law, just regular math, and success techniques and professionalism. So I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel to get more of this type of material. There are other things we can do. We can bold, and so a lot of this will be just like a word processor. We can italicize. Yeah, we can do a strike through, and we can do change our text color. That one's hard to read. We could change it to maybe green, and that would change the text color. So there's a lot of different options we have to do this. If we want to, let me go ahead and lessen the number of decimal places, and I'm going to change the text color back to black just because the green is a little bit difficult to read, and I'm going to get rid of the strike through. I'm going to get rid of the bold, and I'm going to get rid of the italics. I want these items to be centered because these are all right justified. In other words, it goes to the far right. I would just come over here and I would select that to center them, or if I want them off to the left, I can select it this way to the far left. And you can see you can do all of them at once. I could do individuals. I don't have to do them all at once. If I wanted this particular one to be right justified, I can move just that one over. So I just select the one that I want or do the entire column. So those are some of the easy things that you can do with Excel. As I said, you can also do titles. This can be budget. You could do text and numbers and anything you want like that. So we can also make charts with this. We can do functions where we add up columns. We can subtract things. We can multiply. We can set up formulas in the spreadsheet that will do these things automatically for us. So if you're setting up a spreadsheet, you can set it up one time, and as you change the numbers, it would do the calculations for you. So that's one of the benefits to it. So the other thing we can do is change the zoom on it. This one's at 100%. I can make it larger, make it a little easier to read. If I need to be able to see more of it, I can shrink it down so you would see more of the spreadsheet if I do it tiny like that. And so there's a ton of options, and we're going to go into a lot of them in depth in some future videos. But this at least is a small introduction to Google Sheets, and you now know a little bit about it, but if you want to know more, go ahead and subscribe, and then you'll be able to see the additional videos going forward. So until next time, I'm Professor Capko, and keep your grade alive and subscribe. Thank you.